Um, Such an unexpected lazy afternoon. And for those of us who are in Kenya, we know that today the political environment isn't all that good, and so I've had to work from home, and I chose to take this moment to just brief us on what I'm up to and what I'm doing, because it might be helpful for all of us. My current heartbeat and my endeavor is into solar energy, which I've done for quite some time, having done several connections of small systems, all those products that I will explain and mention about as I go. And so it is for this reason that I feel it's necessary to answer a lot of frequently asked questions about solar energy and where someone can really begin. I would say that the spectrum is quite broad. The solutions that solar energies are giving right now are equally broad, and I'll start from the most basic questions that I receive when I'm dealing with the clients. And the big question usually is, my bill is high, how can I reduce it? And for most homeowners, the bill goes into lighting, appliances, and heating, just to mention but a few, because there are other things that are also consumers, like water pumping, which are different solutions altogether. And so I like answering this question from where have you identified what is the biggest consumer in your household? Usually, heating is a big consumer, and that's why the water heating systems, the ones we call instant heaters, the heating for cooking, usually are the most major. The jugs, this is a maji, zapasi, those things that generate heat are usually very, very huge consumers. And if your system is small, you may just need to deal with that. So a place to begin is to ask ourselves, then how do I solve that? And there are many many solutions that I'll speak about. Welcome, Fahrenheit. Yasser, I can see you. Reading book, I can see you. Hello, where are you from? I'm in Kenya. Reading book is in India, and you're most welcome. It's a small world nowadays. We're able to interact from everywhere, so I'll keep focus. Once you come in, I'll appreciate you. Lucas, Lexi, hello. Welcome to this live video. Like I said, it's such a random video, and I'm here talking about solar solutions. I was saying that if you are able to do water heating system, it goes a really long way. Oh, Mr. Fahrenheit, I've not ignored you. Welcome. In Kenya, we say karibu sana. Yes, I see you're nipe kazi. We can catch up when I'm not on to see what work we have as a company, and probably we can begin our engagements from there. So, water heating systems. What are water heating systems? If I may talk from a Kenyan perspective, kuna hizo tanks unaonanga juu ya mabati, and they have two things like pipes, or some have a plate. Now those are the water heating systems, usually very different from the other solar panels that we see, that are usually like black, too many solar panels there. Those ones are for generating energy. So the water heating systems, we sell them based on the capacity of the liters and the technology. And here let me say you can find tanks of 150 liters, of 200 liters, of 300 liters, and what determines even 350 liters tanks, which are quite huge, what determines what water heater you are going to use. And I would say it is the number of people in your household. For example, a 150-liter water heating system can serve 4 to 5 people, and going like that. So we can catch up with each other inbox, or when we are not online, then I can give you specific consultation advice, which is actually free of charge. So those water heating systems can really take your bill up to lower than a half of that budget. And what happens is that we connect your water piping to the heater. Some are direct and some are indirect. Too much details, I don't want to talk about them. But if the water you're using in your area is salty, then you may need to consider the indirect systems, which are a little bit more expensive. I skip the details for another day. Then they are pressurized and unpressurized. How do we determine whether we put for you a pressurized system? It is based on where your water points are, so that if you have maybe tanks umepandisha juu sana, maybe we may not need to do a pressurized system. But ordinarily we pressurize the system so that when someone is taking a shower, they're able to have enough water in their bathroom and all that. So the range of the water heating systems are huge. Okay, I would say you're quite welcome to consult with us. The founder of Economical Solar Solutions, and we would be glad to serve you and advise you accordingly. So we began there and said that would go a long way in reducing your water bills, your electricity bills, sorry. So it's a good place to begin. So what are the range of prices? I can say that water heating systems, you can get them from 75,000 all the way to 200 to 300,000. But when I got into this sector, it was surprising to see that even with around 70,000, you can have a water heating system that really solves your issues. If your piping is well done, we can make sure that even in your kitchen you have water. And again, I want to say that the water heating systems don't heat water warm, they boil water. So why it is in your shower warm is because there is a mixer and all those kind of things. So such kind of a solution, if you have it in your house, that means even the very many times you use a jug to warm water, that will totally not be necessary. So I hope I'm clear up to there. If there's a question, I would be so willing to engage with us inbox, then I can answer those questions. So that would be one of the major ways you can deal with your power bills, especially if you're in your own space, like your own apartment, your own home, and probably if you're also in a rented space that you have leased for a long time, it would be a worthwhile consideration. Number two, people ask me, how else now would I reduce my power bills? And this is what I would say, that you can do floodlights which are solar based. Hizi ziko kila mahali kwa barabara, hata zenye the government puts on the way. Usually most of them are solar based, and we have very, very good floodlights for home. So they range from 100 watts, 200 watts, 300 watts, 400 watts, going like that. And as the watts go up, the brightness also increases. People will ask me, I go online and I see a 200 watts floodlights that is costing 3,000, and then you have yours that is costing 10,000. And I would say, be very keen when you're buying floodlights, and make sure you're buying floodlights that have warranties. And because someone is giving you a warranty, like I personally sell floodlights that are 2 years warranty. I'm sure that I'm selling you a quality light, usually very bright, a light that will light your compound all night till morning. And so that is what I would say briefly concerning floodlights. So how do I decide what floodlight to use? I would say the Kenyan kind of plots, which are 50 by 100, a 200 good quality floodlight should be able to deal with darkness in that compound. So again, you're most welcome to consult based on the space um, that you want to light, and well, you can do maybe one in front of the house, one behind, and we have favorable prices. I can give you the prices if you're interested in the floodlights. That would be an awesome way of reducing your power bills. Why do I say so? Because floodlights like the one floodlights like in Kenya shillings, you'd get a floodlight at 5,000, 8K, 10K. And you know floodlights are bound to be on all night. And so it brings in a very big saving compared to the costs of investment. I hope that's clear. If you need specific advice on good floodlights, if you need us to supply anywhere in the country, in Kenya, we are glad we will do that. I can just mention the prices for the ones that I have in stock right now. For the 100 watts floodlights that has warranties of 2 years. Everything I sell has warranties. Warranties of 2 years is at 5,100. The 200 watts is at 8,700, and the 300 are at 10,700. Great. I hope we are all getting how we can use the God-given sun to deal with the power bills, so that even when we are demonstrating, and this is on a light note, we are also able to do something concerning our bills here and there, because those options are available. Now let me briefly touch on lighting and generation of power. When you see panels hizi zenye tunaonanga juu ya mabati zimepangwa mingi mingi, those are what we call solar panel. I think this is very basic information. If you are a tech guy, you might be wondering this is too simple, but I know most of us don't understand these things. So allow me to just explain, because that's where I began from understanding, so that I can be able to teach someone and they're able to embrace the solar solutions. Those panels, when they are put on the mabati, the roof, or you make a structure and put them, they are able to generate for you power. And the power that is generated by solar panels is usually DC, direct current. But you'll see that most of the appliances we are using in our homes, be it the bulbs, the refrigerators, the televisions, and all these things we have in the house, are using AC, because usually we are on the grid, we're on the main grid. So my children are home. It's a noisy video, but I hope you are understanding each other. So what am I saying? That when you talk about a solar system, it could range from a very small system that just is able to light your house, to one that can be able to power all your items in the house, to even bigger systems that are for industrial use. And all this, we are able to do them at Economical Solar Solutions. So what are the three major components when you talk of a solar system? We are talking of panels, which are the way you tap energy, and the more panels you have, the faster your batteries are filled, and the more you are able to harvest from the sun. Also, panels have different sizes ranging from 150 watts, 100 watts, even small ones, 25 watts, 500, like that. So I'm hoping this language is now starting to get quite understandable. So it is the panels, then you transport the power to an inverter. And what is the work of an inverter? It's just a machine or a gadget that is able to change the DC current, direct current, into AC, so that you're able to use it on your appliances, so that you don't have to change your bulbs, much as there are also appliances that are DC. Even televisions, Zikos are easy. You can get a DC. You don't want to invert your power. you can get appliances here and there that are DC. Lucas Lexi, hello. I see you and I appreciate that I have an audience listening to me, even with this random video like this. Some 2 people here gave me a thumbs up and I appreciate. So let's continue with the systems. So the systems will range, and this is based on your capability of your pocket and what you want to power. So there are simple systems that use a simple inverter, and then there are huger systems which use hybrid inverters. And what is the difference between the 2 types of inverter? One is just a simple inverter, not too intelligent, but a hybrid inverter, which is usually more expensive than the simple one, is intelligent in this way. When the battery is full, it is able to, based on the settings, because we do settings on them, it's able to bypass and give your appliances power without directly using the battery and all that, those advantages of a smart inverter. You're also able to monitor on phone. Like now I have a client who I was checking their system today, and I'm able to see even from here how they are doing. At about 11 a.m. their battery was full. The inverter would show me that it's bypassing. Those are just some of the advantage of having hybrid inverter. And finally, the battery, usually the most expensive, in my opinion, the most expensive item in that system, because the bigger the battery, the longer you can be able to use your power that you have generated when the sun is gone. So ukitaka storage kubwa, kama vitu zako zile unataka kutumia nazo ni kubwa, you use a bigger battery. I would say the batteries are also different. You have the gel batteries, zile zinakaa za gari, and you have the lithium batteries. Again, a topic for another day. I don't want to delve into that. Lithium batteries have longer cycles. They're able to live for longer, and the depth of discharge. Ni battery kama ya simu. You know the way you are able to use your phone up to 0, and then you recharge. So lithium batteries will give you that advantage. Or the others, you may not be able to use. You may not be able to discharge fully up to 0. So I would want to stop there unless I see a question. I can see someone called Simply Sociable. Yes, sawa mwalimu, I appreciate having. You'll allow me to just sort a little person here. Yeah, clean girl. So because I'm not seeing any question, I hope that this video is informative, and it will help us here and there be able to decide on how to solarize, how to go green, how to do more of clean energy. And at that, I beg to stop. I'll be doing a lot of these random videos. You can contact us, you can inbox me. Our social media handles right now, Facebook and Instagram, is Economical Solar Solution. Please follow us, follow this channel. I'm Coach Dorcas. Sawa, bebo. And thank you so much for watching. Refer someone, you may know someone who needs solar solution. Also, tell them to talk to us. We come to the end of this video. Is there anyone I've not responded to? I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate your engagement, that you took a minute to just be with me. I really, really, really do appreciate. So thank you for your time. God bless you. Mama. Mom.
Jessica flower. You can do that.